Hey guys, Brian Parnell here. Hope you're doing well. Um, I've got a little bit of a cough. I'm just recovering from the vid, and yeah, just need to cough from time to time. So I just wanted to show you this um, little PBN test that I've carried out, and the ranking improvement that uh, we've received. So got 76 words that are being tracked here, and this is 62 of them are now in the top three, okay, and 69 in the top 10, which isn't bad at all for 76 keywords that are being tracked. Okay, um, so I did this, and in today's SEO things take a little bit longer, and I've been really busy elsewhere in my business and investments and whatnot. So I haven't really had time to come and do a video. So, but I thought this was kind of a good time to come in and show. So this SERP tracker is SERP Watch, one I've got from AppSumo. So if you want to know what that is, that's what it is. And the change that I made to my PBNs was all around content. Now this is on page.ai, okay, so it's on-page.ai. There'll be a link in the description, no affiliate link or anything. It's, my friends created this, and you want to go and buy it, go and buy it. So using this term as an example, okay, to show you what I actually did. So plumber in New York, and if you do it without a URL in, this is just a random URL that I've taken for plumbers in New York. Without the URL, it will just come up with the words that are not mentioned in the content. Okay, and that's what I do. But I wanted to show you that once you've got the content and you've put it onto your PBN, you can then run it through this tool again and check to make sure that all your words are in there. Okay, so you shouldn't have any red because you've given them to a writer in Text Broker. That's what I use. I literally just give them a list of the words. I take out the ones that don't really care or don't, like say February 2022. That doesn't mean anything, so we can take that out. Bullseye, I don't know if that means anything or not in plumbing, but if it doesn't, then I would take that out. Now the numbers are just how many in the top 10, how many pages in the top 10 mention plumbers, right? So funnily enough, only 9 out of the top 10 mention plumbers. So you get the idea, right? So you can ignore the number. There's an export up here, and that's what I use. Just export it and give it to the writers. And just to describe what you're seeing here in front of you with the colors, because we've got the URL up here, what it's saying is that the URL that we've put in, whether that's ours or a competitor, they've got the green means that they have the keyword, the word mentioned, and it's classed as an entity, because we're talking more about entities now instead of keywords. The red means it's not mentioned, and then the yellow means it's mentioned, but it's not classed as a entity by Google. Okay, so think of it like a keyword, but it's more of an entity. It's the meaning around the word has to be right and related to plumbing in the right context in that sentence. Okay. Now I didn't worry about the yellow ones too much, but to turn the yellow ones green, what I go and do is I go and see what competitors have these words, like to see what words are green, and then see what sentence they've got plumber in. And most of the time it's just a co-occurrent type of sentence, so they're actually talking about where it makes sense for a plumber to be talked about in a sentence. Okay, so and that turns it green. Next, we have keyword variations like your LSIs and related keywords, that kind of stuff. So I just, I give these to the writers, or I gave these to the writers, and what we're shooting for is we're shooting for home improvement 99 confidence. Okay, in this instance, the website has got home improvement plumbing 99 confidence. Okay, but if it didn't, the words that we would need, the category specific words that we would need to have in our content are here. Okay, and again, you know, the yellow is the entity related and blah blah blah. And literally, I then go and give that to writers in Text Broker. I always go for the number. I think it's number 3 or 4. I can't remember the quality now. 3 or 4. And yeah, and they come back, and then when they come back, I put it onto the PBN. I then put the main keyword in here, put the URL in, see what happens. If there's any red, then I will go through and go through the content and see where I can add in the red. Very, very often there might be the odd red one because it might have taken a week for the content to come back and somebody different's in the top 10, so there's a different a different word in there that's missing. But I'll add that in, and then any yellow ones I will go through and I'll see whereabouts in the content it is and what's being talked about, and if I can be bothered, I'll tweak it. If not, I just whack it in and just let it run as it is. I keep the anchor text the same as it was previously. I keep the URL. If it's an inner page on the PBN, I keep the URL the same. The only thing I'm changing is the content and the title. Maybe the title. Normally the title's pretty relevant anyway, because that's how one of the relevancy factors is the title in the H1. And then the only other thing we need to look at here is the word count. I just go from 800 to 1,000 words. Not too bothered about that for PBNs, okay? But I do make sure there's one H1, 3 or 4 H2s, and so I mix it up, make sure there's 15 images in there. And yeah, just that's that, because that's what Google's expecting. And that seems to have had a really, really good increase in the rankings. Okay, I've done it with a couple of other websites as well for tests, and they are moving up. And it was done around October, November time. I can't remember exactly when now, but in today's SEO, it is a little bit slower. Any tweaks you make, you're not going to see something happen tomorrow, because that's very, very rare that you see anything happen that quickly in SEO these days. All right, so yeah, so I'm going to love you and leave you. In the description, you'll have the link to AI, onpage.ai, and and if you want I've got another test that I've been doing with regards to PBNs, and it's also had an increase in rankings, not as drastic as this, and I've also done a combination of this and the other one, and the combinations actually had a bit better of a result, but not major. But on its own, without changing content, it has had a bit of a increase in rankings as well. Surprising, but I thought it would. All right, okay. Just leave a comment below, like the video, and yeah, I will do another video with that info in. All the best. Cheers. Bye bye.